Hello, good morning. I was just slurping down the last bit of my tea. It's been a bit crazy. I'm just going to finish this last bit. It took quicker to load than it usually does. It took me a little bit by surprise. So sorry I was a few minutes late. I just wanted to check the measurements of the card that I was going to make this morning. It's a really fancy fold one, and I'm super impressed at how easy it actually was. So I got the idea from Connie Stewart, who's an American demonstrator, really clever, over at Simply Simple Stamping. She's done this amazing video with these with this card on. So I just wanted to double check one of the a couple of the measurements, so I didn't make a complete woolly out of myself, because it does happen quite a lot. So in a second I'm going to flip the camera around and just show you what it is that we're going to make. I'm just going to find your Myopo quick. But I'm going to change the colours slightly for this one, just so it gives me a little bit of variety in the cards. So I'm going to apologise about the state of my desk. It's been a very busy week. It's the girls' birthday today, so I've been very busy trying to get things sorted for that. So I apologise, but I'm here. I wasn't going to let you down. I wanted to get this done today to show you. So give me a second and I'll swap the camera round. There it is. Right, so this is the card we're going to make. Good morning. So here it is, and then all of a sudden, it's magical. But then there's another bit over here. How amazing is that? So I have used the papers that were part of the celebration set. With the penguins, Playful Playmate, but you can use any set with this. I think in the original one she used Flowers for All Seasons, which is a one from last year. So it's not just a Christmas one, you can use anything. So I'm gonna give that a go. Morning everybody, hope you're all right. Happy Friday. That's what I usually start with, but I forgot. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the measurements with this, and we're gonna make that. And like I said, I'm gonna change the colours. So this I've used the Midnight one with my brain's not working this morning, Fresh Freesia, and some basic white with that one. But I'm going to slightly change the colours up, and we're still going to use Fresh Freesia, but I've got a little bit of Just Jade white, so we're going to go for this colour combination and hope that it does work as well. So I'm going to cut the bits out as we go along. So the first bit that we want is this base piece. So I'm going to cut that out in the Just Jade. So that bit needs to be 4 1/4, let's do it this way, by 5 1/2. So let's do 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay. So, and then this bit, which is the card base bit, needs to be oh, I don't think that's, oh yeah, that's fine, 7 1/2. So just need to pop my trim out. No, scrap that, it's not big enough. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get this bit out. So let's do 5 by 7 1/2. 7 1/2. And then that one we're going to score it at 3 3/4. That's that one. And then I'm going to do Highland Fresh Freesia. It really reminds me of Highland Heather for the... So this one is a bit longer. So this one needs to be 5 1/4 here. By 11. So it's just a little bit shorter than an A4 piece. I need that. And this needs to be scored at, so it's 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4 and 7. Sorry, there was a very loud knock at my door, but it's okay. So it's 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4 and 7. And then when we turn this over, oh, I'm going to be right back. There's a very loud knock at my door. Goodness. Oh, the joys of being here on your own when there's a violent knock at the door. Sorry, I'm back. So we need to make this bit along here. So they need to come in 1 1/4 inches. And then we're going to cut down this way. But we're only going to cut from this first score line, to the 3rd score line. A little bit more. There we go. And then we're going to turn it round and do it the other way. So again, from the first one all the way down to the 3rd one. Okay. So now we have the basis of the card. So we've got we're going to stick the bits on together. So we've got, if I show you like this, it looks like that, okay? So let's put these bits together. So I'm going to take the Just Jade, and we're going to stick the Fresh Freesia piece onto there with a nice even gap all the way around the outside. Okay. So already that looks much better. So we're going to decorate it, and I've chosen to go with this one. So it's quite busy, but because you're only going to have small strips of it in certain places, I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad, and it goes beautifully with that colour. So all you need for this one is 6 inches by 6 inches. And then you cut all the bits of paper, all the bits of DSP that you need for this card from here. So the first 2 that you need are 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to take 1.5 inches, oh, it doesn't fit that way, off of the bottom. No, I'm going to take 1 inch off the bottom. But we need to keep those bits. And then another 1.5 strip. And then another inch bit from the bottom. It's probably when it's only a little bit, it moves. So that here, so you can see, I've just got them to one side. Put them over here, and then we also need, I'm going to cut another inch off the bottom from there and cut those. Oh, 1.5. Another bit. And we also need a piece, but we need the reverse of it, a piece that's 2.25 by 1.25. That's 1.25 by 2.25. So make sure that bit, so you can see I've got a little pile going over here. I just need to make sure they all stay, they're all in the same direction. Or in the right direction, should I say. And then one more. Hopefully we'll get all of the little characters in. See a nice selection of them. That's just also cute. There we go. So that is those bits done, and then also need so like on this one, you see here we need these Matin Lane pieces, should I say, to put on there, and then a piece of white for here. So I think I'm going to use a little bit of the Just Jade just to tie that in and hope that it looks all right. So the first one I'm going to do is 2.5 by 2.5, so that's the biggest piece I need. And then the smallest bit is also 2.5. Oh no, that's 2. 2.5 all the way over here. Sometimes I really wonder if I had a brain, I'd be quite dangerous. And then 1.25 bit. That's okay. Don't worry, you don't have to be on time. Oh, and then I've just got a white piece to cut out. I knew there was another bit. So the other white piece I need is 2.25 by 2.25. just making a fancy fold card. But I'm just changed the colours as going along. So this is what we've got currently. So we can start to stick some of these bits on now. So we've got these 2 bits that are 1.5 inches by 5. So they are going to go down these 2 strips, or these 2 sides here. There you go, like that one. And then we've got our 2 Just Jade pieces. Now this one's going to go here, and it is going to overlap that DSP, but that's okay. Okay. Well, that's not right. That's not the right size. All right, I'll cut enough bit for that in a minute. And then all these four little bits that I cut just go on these little sections at the top and the bottom. Actually, do that one like that. Make sure that's in the middle. I think I cut this Just Jade bit wrong when I was probably doing about 3 other things. Let's just have another go. So that's 1 1/4. Perhaps that should be 1.5 by 2.5. That looks a little bit better. Just put a little bit more glue on there. That looks better. And then we've got our other piece that we cut, which is the reverse of this. So we're going to put that there. So that's that bit done for there. And then we've just got a white piece which will go onto here. I'm just going to stamp a sentiment on. And one that I found I think fits really nicely is from the Christmas to Remember stamp set. So it's this one. And it's this Friends Like You Make This Season Special, or actually may this be a Christmas to Remember and Cherish. Let's go with them because they're a square shape. That just means they fit quite nicely on our white piece squares. I think for this one, oh, I might go for Jade. No, I haven't got Just Jade. I had a kit and it had a Just Jade little ink spot on it, so I'm just going to use that one. It's really weird using a tiny little ink pad when you're used to the big ones. Never mind. There you go, beautiful. It's definitely, I think, a really nice colour, and actually it's one that I don't own, but I think I might invest. So next week, from the 16th to the 18th of November, there's a little bit of a promotion going on cardstock, inks and dyes. So I'm going to put some information about that up on my page over the weekend, and I will have an order going in next week. So if there's anything anyone wants, just let me know. So we've almost finished our fancy fold card. So all I want to do now is just decorate this piece and this piece of the card. and I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending. Just make sure that's okay. So for that I'm going to take, this is Balmy Blue. This makes a really lovely background. So I'm just going to take a little bit of scrap paper on it to be able to sort of blot it out and to take some of the excess colour off. And then I'm just going to circular motion out here. So I don't want to cover the whole card. I just want a little bit of it. You can see I just rub it on here. Take a lot of the first sort of initial excess of ink off, and then we'll just rub it on here. So that's probably all I'm going to go for. I don't want a lot, but I'm not going to put that ink away because in the Penguin Place stamp set, I just want to use these little cute little snowflakes to pop in the background. So I'm just going to get my block and put that on there. So the space on my desk is very slowly encroaching in. But even then I don't want quite bold, so I'm just going to do little bits so you can just see it. It's fine. On here, just so it's faintly in the background, okay, like that. Oh, so that's that bit done. This out the way, and I'm gonna go for, I think I'm gonna use, so for my original card I used this little scene, which I think I'm gonna use again actually. I'm just gonna find a bit of paper with it on. I can hear in my brain myself going, oh my goodness, like, how are you going to find anything ever? I will. So you can see I've got a little bag with all my like bits in. So I will find it. Oh no, I haven't got any left. That's okay, we can improvise, or do a slightly different one. So I'm just going to fussy cut some of these out. I'll be really quick. So I'm going to go for this little penguin. He's so cute with his scarf on, and actually because it's got that Just Jade on his scarf, that will tie in really lovely with the colours I've chosen for this card. So I think I'm going to give this card a go with the Painted Season DSP, which is one of the ones that I've been using lots of. So the really sort of foliage and the leaves and things. As you know, I've used that one quite a lot. I just love the colours of it, all the lovely greens. So yes, the promotion next week is, I think this is right, it's 10% off cardstock, 15% off ink, and 20% off of dyes. So I'm definitely going to stock up on my white cardstock. It's always good, and I think I'm going to buy some Just Jade because I've used that lots with this suite. And going to get some, I think I'm going to go for some other green colours. So soft sea foam, which is a really lovely soft green. I'll do that in a minute. And when there's offers on like that, it's a really good time to stock up on some basics. There we go, fox, and then I'm just going to do a snowman. So he's over here. Oh, I missed that bit out. Right. So we've got a fun day planned. The girls are at preschool, so I will pick them up in a little bit, and then we are going to take them to at Blue Water. There's a massive like dinosaur soft play adventure park thing, so we're going to take them there, and they will go crazy. Like, they wanted to go a little while ago. We took them to the cinema at Blue Water and they saw it, and there was a meltdown because obviously at that, or still at that time, obviously you have to book a slot, you know, in advance and things. So there was no way that we could have gone. Plus it was a Saturday, and just the thought of doing that sort of thing on a Saturday fills me with dread. So yes, we're going to do that this afternoon, and I hope it's going to be nice and quiet when we go. And that is obviously until we get there. Yeah, so we're going to do that for an hour and a half, and then we're gonna go and see my family, and there's cake and all the fun things of being turning 3. Yeah. Do they think you saw us? Yes. I'm going to try my hardest to hide from them. Oh, I need a new glue. Oh, it's a bit. There's a do you think they saw us thing in one of their books. It does make me laugh. They are a little bit dinosaur obsessed. Lots of dinosaur stuff for their birthday come in, but the only thing they wanted was a fire hat. So that's the only present they've opened this morning. Otherwise, I knew full well I was not getting them out of the door to go to preschool. So yeah. And then I'm going to, so we've done that bit, and I'm just going to do a little sentiment for the inside. So I need to find, so Season's Greetings, and I'm going to use that little Just Jade again. Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Oh, it's in one of their books in the car. I knew I'd read it recently. And then we're gonna, so we've got Season's Greetings, and then I'm gonna get a little block, and we're gonna have To the Coolest Friend Ever. Where is it? Go. Okay, done. So here it is. So this is a fancy fold card, and I've used the Playful Playmates from the, it is unfortunately from the celebration, so it's no longer available, but this design you can do with any paper and it will look fab. So it's a fancy fold. can see that. And then we've got this little card, and I've just fussy cut these little caps out from the paper, and then pops a little greeting inside. So that is it. I don't think that was too painful. Apologies about my mid Facebook Live absence to answer the door. So thank you very much for joining me. Sorry it was a little bit crazy as always this morning, but I hope you enjoyed it and inspired you to try some cards yourself. If anybody wants the measurements for these, I do have them. I've written them down, corrected for you, and it is really easy, a lot easier than it looks. So brilliant. So thanks all for joining, and I will see you all next week.